Good morning from New Hampshire. Getting back to my roots a little bit. I'm on the East Coast for a wedding, so I figured I'd take advantage of the hiking season here and get another one in. Today I'm going to be hiking Mount Adams. For a full hike review of Mount Adams, you can check the link below. So I'm basically at the parking lot right now, the trailhead. So it's obviously December. There might be some snow along the way. There's definitely some ice on the trail, at least here preliminary. I have my micro spikes to deal with that. This is a hike that typically is done in the summer. You could definitely do these in the winter too with full snow. The thing I'm not sure about is whether I'll be able to add Madison or not. So we'll kind of see how my time works out. It's going to depend on the trail conditions and everything else. I'm not used to hiking at not high elevation, so hopefully my lungs will prove to be a bit stronger. There's some snow falling right now, so that might add to it. But yeah, this is a fairly straightforward hike. There's lots of different trails you can take to the top of both of these, frankly. I'm going to be taking the airline trail just because it's the most direct, given my kind of time window here. And then on the way down, I believe I'll be taking the Valley Way Trail, which is, if I do Madison, that's the most direct way down from Madison. Since this is part of the Appalachian Trail, there's lots of signage around here, so you should have no problem following that. Definitely a dog-friendly hike, definitely a family-friendly hike if you're looking to do that as well. So yeah, hopefully I'll have some good views for you along the way, but follow your signs. So since this is a pretty popular mountain, the way the trail is maintained is very straightforward. So when you're walking along, there's great signage, but there's also trail markers. So you'll be able to see one coming up right here. This blue rectangle is what you'll be following regardless of your time of year. So even in the winter, when the trail might be harder to find, you can still follow that up the mountain. So once again, another trail junction here. You can see this is the Short Line Trail, Randolph Path, King Ravine Trail. I'll go this way. Now you might be able to see, I'll walk a little bit closer, that the first sign you would be not on the airline trail would be the yellow marker instead of the blue one. So again, lots of different ways to get to the top here. I am sticking on the airline trail, which obviously is this way. This might be the one exception where the signage isn't great. Basically, you're gonna see this signage here, Randolph Path, RMC Camps, Randolph East. You wanna go this way, and then you're gonna reach another trail junction right up here. I am hot. I have too many layers on. And so here you're gonna have either the Randolph Path or back to the airline. It's right there. Mount Adams, 4.3 miles. So one of the things I've noticed about this trail in particular is the amount of ice on it. It's probably the lowest point in the area. So all the water that either naturally falls or melts from up above or melts here, you can see freezes the trail and makes it a little bit of a pain. But those of you watching from Colorado, used to hiking out there, think, oh, this mountain will be nothing. There are some pretty steep sections, so don't take it lightly for sure. Snow obviously is slowing me down a bit, but it's just pretty steep, slow going stuff. I'm sweating my ass off. It's so hot. But you can see we've reached the snow line. Fresh snow up here. Some kind of bird. It's actually nice because it covers up the little bit of ice on the trail, so I can grip everything with just my hiking boots. So for those of you coming in the winter, the spring, or possibly even next summer, there's a lot of downed trees on the airline trail. Pretty easy to get around them, but there is quite a few of them up once you get past 2 miles or so. snowing a bit. There's gonna be no views at the top today. Spoiler alert for those of you who are hoping for that. Okay, so just about a tree line. Tree line is literally right here. You can tell I'm just in a cloud, more or less. Light winds, visibility is pretty crappy. The shit audio from the wind, as usual. So from here, on a clear day, you'd be able to see the top, and probably Mount Madison too, but it's obviously not that today. All right, so this is your last landmark before you hit the top of Adams. Mount Adams is that way. If you went up to Mount Madison, you could go this way, left. So again, this is the sign. It says everything here, but if the weather is a little bad, if you had a long day, whatever, just be sure to look out for that. Okay, now that the wind's died down a bit, sorry there's no summit footage, it was just way too windy up there. Definitely a key thing, no matter what time of year it gets foggy up here, these bad boys right here, yeah, they're going to be very, very helpful. Otherwise all this really starts to look like the same thing. GPS also very helpful. Okay, so out of the wind now basically. I would definitely rate this a moderate hike. Micro spikes definitely needed in the winter. The winter hike is going to be very similar to the summer with the exception of visibility with some snow obviously. The later you come in the winter you might need snowshoes. Don't anticipate ever needing a mountain axe or anything technical, but micro spikes, maybe hiking poles if you need something to kind of balance out the snowshoes. Yeah, it's very tough visibility on days like today, and I really relied a lot on my Cairns, and then my GPS for sure. When I started leaving the top, you might notice this in the full hike review, I went the wrong way for a couple hundred yards and used my GPS to get me back on track. So definitely recommend that, just always as kind of a backup. But yeah, trail very easy to follow otherwise, even with the snow. The cairns were very helpful. I never was in doubt once when I was on the trail and where it was. Okay, almost back down at the car after hiking Mount Adams. A couple things about layering in the winter, especially New Hampshire. If it's warm down in the bottom, you know, obviously shed them as you get back down low, layer up as you go up high. Definitely have a lot of layers. It was very cold at the top. Glad I had both jackets. Long sleeve and then a dry fit short sleeve. That's generally my kind of go-to in my pack all year round. Micro spikes definitely good on the way down, so I packed those for winter as well. For a full hike review of this special New Hampshire Mount Adams, you can check the link below. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to not miss any future hike videos.